coming. A lot of you I know, a lot of you I don't. I'm so happy to have me in your home. I really appreciate it. It means the world to me. And yeah, here we go. Let's get started. So for this morning, I'd like you to start out in Supta Baddha Konasana. So that is soles of the feet together and knees splaying out open wide. And you're gonna start out on your back. And I'm gonna demo it if you don't know about it. And also, it's a Shavasana pose, but soles of the feet together, knees are out open wide, and we're laying down on our back like so. Now, we're gonna be here for a minute, so keep in mind, if you get here and you're like, wow, this is a lot, you're not wrong. That is 100% valid. As I mentioned, you can grab a couple of pillows, perhaps a couple of books, something like that. You support yourself, putting them underneath, like basically thigh area just above your knees. That's gonna give you a little bit of added support. So I'll give you a moment to get set up, maybe using your props, maybe no props, yogi's choice. And then once you're feeling settled, I'd like you to take one hand and place it on your heart and your other hand and place it on your belly. If it's comfortable for you, close your eyes. And then just start to settle in, start to find your breath. Noticing rise and falls of inhale, exhales. Trying to get in some of the deepest, most mindful breaths that you take in all day long. And while you're here breathing, start to feel supported by the earth below you. Start to let the outside world slip away. Start to get present here. And to start off, I'd like us to breathe together. So we're gonna inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. And the reason that we do this, we're taking cleansing breaths. And it's just to release anything that perhaps you're walking into class with, into your living room with today. You know, not gonna serve you for the next hour, give or take. Obviously, I don't need to tell you guys there's a lot going on right now. There's a lot of emotions, fear, stress, anger, what have you. Know that you're not alone. You know, we're all doing our best, and you know, let's just breathe it out. Let's breathe it out. Let's release something you'd like to release for the next hour. We're gonna breathe together, so here you go. Take a really big inhale through your nose. And then using an exhale, open mouth, sigh it out. We'll do two more. Big inhale through your nose as you lift your chest. Exhaling, sigh it out. Take one more. Biggest one you've got, really big inhale through the nose. Exhale, sigh it out. So continue to breathe here. Maybe setting in a little bit of Ujjayi breath if you'd like it. If you have that in your practice, that's great. If it comes and goes, know that that's okay too. In an ideal world, we'd really just like to maintain this breath that you have right here, right now. So slow, steady, smooth, deep breaths throughout your practice, no matter what comes up today. I'll let you take a couple more rounds of breath, all on your own, settling in, feeling supported by the earth below you, and then we'll get started. Start to take one more deep breath here. And then begin to bring your hands on the outside of your knees. Gently bringing the knees together, closing the legs like a book. Start to bring your knees into your chest and give them a little squeeze. You can take a couple little gentle rocks from side to side here if you like. Give yourself a nice little free back massage. Still just slowly waking up the body. And then on your next exhale, begin to release your legs. You're gonna take your feet wide. Think as wide as the edges of your mat. Allowing your knees to knock in for a moment. You can keep your arms down by your sides. If you prefer, sweep the arms up and overhead, yogi's choice. Take a breath here. And then using an inhale, begin to separate your knees a little bit. Using your exhale, drop both knees over to your right. Inhale, bringing your knees back up through center. Exhale, dropping both knees over to the left. Inhale brings you back up through center. Exhale, dropping the knees over to the right. Inhale, coming up through center. Exhale, dropping your knees over to your left. Inhale, bringing the legs back up through center, and then bringing your knees into your chest. Give them another little squeeze. And then from here, start to release your legs long down the mat, sweeping your arms up and overhead. Get a really big stretch all the way from your fingertips down to your toes. Using your next exhale, start to bring your right knee into your chest and give it a squeeze. Now you can interlace your hands around your shin, and while you're here, I'd like you to take some movement. We're gonna be working a couple of balancing poses today, so this will be helpful. You can point and flex into the foot a few times, and then maybe circle out your ankle. So take some big circles with the ankle. Try to get a full range of motion here. Drawing big circles one way a couple of times, and then reversing your direction. Maybe you're also using your breath to try and bring the right leg in closer to the body, maybe closer into your shoulder or your armpit. Take one more breath here. And then start to bend into your left knee. You're gonna plant the sole of your left foot on the mat and then cross your right ankle over your left thigh. We're coming into a figure 4 stretch. You can apply a little bit of pressure just underneath your right knee, opening up the hip towards the front of the room. Now, if you're feeling this and this is enough of a stretch, you stay here. However, if you'd like a little bit more, you can pick your left foot off of the mat, interlace your hands behind the thigh, perhaps on the shin, and then start to draw the legs in closer to the body. If you're taking this variation, this thread the needle variation, please make sure that all 10 of your toes are flexed up to the sky. This protects your knees. Whichever variation you took, we'll take 2 more really deep breaths here. At the end of the second breath, release the legs, unwind the legs, start to kick your legs straight up to the sky. Once the legs are lifted, I'd like you to lift your shoulders, reach for the front of the room. Take a big breath in through your nose, and then using an exhale, lower your left leg to a hover. Now your left leg is gonna stay here, your left leg does not move for this portion of the class. Take a big breath in, and then lower your right leg to meet your left. Inhale, lift the right leg back up. Exhale as you lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift up, and this time hold. And now take your fingers, interlace your fingers, everything but the pointer fingers is interlaced, like you're making a little gun. And then reach your arms around the outside of the right leg, lifting the shoulders as you twist. Take a big inhale through your nose. And then exhale, lower the right leg. Inhale to lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. We'll do 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last one. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. Reach higher. Lift those shoulders more. And then bring your knees into your chest. Give them a squeeze. Woo, good job. Take a moment here. Catch your breath. Take a couple little rocks from side to side. And then begin to release your legs long down the mat. Once again, sweeping your arms up and overhead. Stretching all the way from your fingertips down to your toes. Then begin to bring your left knee into your chest and give it a squeeze. Interlacing your fingers around the shin and taking movement here. Again, pointing and flexing if you like it. Maybe some circles if you prefer. This is going to be helpful to us later with our standing balancing poses, so make sure we get a full range of motion. Warming up the ankle. Maybe getting some pops and cracks out. If your foot pops and cracks, normally I can hear that all through the class. So if that's happening at home, good for you. Take one more breath here. And then begin to bend into your right knee. Sole of the right foot is going to come onto the mat. Cross your left ankle over your right thigh, coming into your figure 4 stretch on your second side. And again, if you're happy here, just pressing into the leg, opening up the hip, this is enough. If perhaps you'd like a little bit more of a stretch, if you're not feeling this, pick your right foot up off of the mat, Interlace your hands behind the thigh, perhaps on the shin, and then use the arms and use the breath to bring the legs in towards your chest. If you're taking this thread the needle version, again, please make sure all 10 of those toes are flexed up to the sky so we're protecting our knees. We'll take 2 more really deep breaths here. And then at the end of the second breath, release the legs, unwind the legs, kick the legs straight up to the sky. Core second side, hooray, here we go. Lift your shoulders off of the mat, reach for the front of the room. Take a big inhale through your nose. And then exhale, lower your right leg to a hover. This time your right leg stays, right leg does not move. Take another big breath in. And then exhale, lower your left leg. Inhale as you lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Keep those shoulders lifted. Inhale as you lift. Exhale to lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. And this one will hold. Begin to interlace the fingers. Everything is interlaced, but your pointer fingers, we're reaching outside of the left leg. Take a big breath in. Here we go. And then exhale, lower the left leg. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. We'll do 2 more. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Reach further, lift those shoulders. Exhale, lower. And hold. Engage your core. And then bring your knees into your chest and give them a squeeze. Phew. Thank goodness, that's all done. that's all the beginning core work for class. Take a moment here, catch your breath. And then start to create some momentum. I'd like you to rock and roll forward and back, until you can make your way into a seat. Once you've made your way into your seat, swing your legs behind you, finding a neutral tabletop position. If you have any kind of knee pain or sensitivity, we're gonna be here for a minute. So if you need to, maybe pad the knees with a blanket. If you've got a blanket handy, feel free. You can just put it underneath the knees. Towel works as well. Dish towel, do your best. You're at home, there are things. And then finding your neutral tabletop position. We're gonna have shoulders above the wrists. Fingers are spread nice and wide. Knees are underneath the hips. We're set up here for a couple of rounds of cat-cow. Using an inhale, begin to drop your belly as you arch your back and send your heart through your shoulders. Using your exhale, push the mat away from you as you tuck your chin, round your spine. Inhale, finding your cow, heart comes through the shoulders. Exhale, finding your cat, push as you round. Inhale, finding cow. Exhale, finding cat. And now from here, I'm gonna let you go all on your own for a couple of rounds of breath. So continue with your cat-cow. If you're happy with the traditional cat-cow, stick with that. If you'd like to add some things, feel free to add some things. You can sway your hips from side to side. You can take a child's pose if you'd like a child's pose right now. Maybe rolling out your neck a little bit. This can be big, it can be spine waves and like barrel rolling with the chest. Know that there is no right or wrong. You know, get creative, feel free to have fun. This is all about you checking in with your body and your breath and seeing what it needs. You've got your playlist up, feel free to rock out to it. Hopefully it works with the cat-cow. I'm gonna give you guys a couple more rounds of breath and movement. I'm going to join you and then we'll move on. All right, hate to do it to you guys. Let's start to finish up. Begin to find yourself in some stillness in your neutral tabletop position. And using an inhale, begin to extend your right leg straight back behind you. Your leg will come down or out to the height of the hip. Your hip rolls down and your toes flex down to the mat. Lift your core. As you gaze forward, reach your left arm straight out in front of you. Your fingertips are going to be forward. Palm faces in like you're about to shake someone's hand. Take a big inhale for length. And then using your exhale, bring your elbow to your knee as you round. Inhale, extend and reach. Exhale, elbow comes to knee. Inhale, lengthen, lift your core. Exhale, cat spine as you round. Inhale, extend. Exhale, round. Inhale, reach. And this one, hold. Now gaze down. Bring your left hand back underneath your left shoulder. Slowly lower your right toes down to the mat. As soon as they hit the mat, spin onto the inner edge of your right foot, lifting your right arm up to the sky. So we're in a modified side plank position. And from here, take some movement. If there's movement you'd like to take, maybe you want to spin out your wrist a little bit, perhaps taking some big circles with the arm, maybe sweeping the arm up and overhead for a side stretch. Up to you. Movement if you want it, stillness if you prefer. Yogi's choice here. Start to find your way back into some stillness. Sweeping the right arm up and overhead. Begin to float your right leg up off of the mat. It's going to come out to hip height. And then bend into your knee as you catch a hold of your back foot. If you've got the back foot, kick into your hand as your heart lifts, your gaze lifts. We'll hold for 2 breaths here. At the end of the second breath, softly release. Look back down to the mat, hand under shoulder, knee under hip, and take a couple of rounds of cat-cow. Reset your spine, finding your breath if you lost it. Great job. All right, start to find your way back into some stillness in your neutral tabletop position once again. Shoulders are above the wrists, knees are underneath the hips. Take a big inhale as you extend your left leg straight back behind you. Leg comes out to the height of the hip, hip is rolled down, toes are flexed down to the mat. Gaze forward and then reach your right arm straight out in front of you. Fingertips reach, palm faces in. Take a big breath in for length as you lift the core. And then exhale as we round, bring elbow to knee. Inhale, finding length and lift. Exhale, round your spine. Inhale, reach. Exhale to round. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, cat spine. Inhale to extend, and this one will hold. Begin to bring your right hand down underneath your right shoulder. Slowly lower your left toes down to the mat. Spin onto the inner arch of the left foot as you sweep the left arm up to the sky. Once again, you've got your modified side plank, and you know the deal. If there's movement you want, feel free to take movement. Maybe some big circles through the arm. Perhaps spinning out your wrist a little bit. If you'd like to spin out the wrist, getting a stretch through the side waist if you prefer. Yogi's choice here. Very nice. Now start to find your way back into some stillness. Stacking the shoulders, left arm lifts up to the sky. Using an inhale, float your left leg up. And then bend into your knee as you catch a hold of the foot, kicking back into the hand as you lift your chest, lift your heart. Maybe your gaze lifts as well. We'll take 2 breaths. At the end of the second breath, softly release. Make your way back down into your neutral tabletop position. Take a couple quick rounds of cat-cow here. Nice work. And then from your cat-cow, let's find your first downward facing dog. So begin to tuck your toes, lift your hips, make your way into your first downward facing dog. So first downward facing dog of our class today, potentially first downward facing dog in a long time. You know, maybe it's the first one in a week or a month. Wherever you're at, don't worry about it, don't judge it, but get comfortable in it. If there's any movement that you need to take here, it's gonna help you feel stable and set up in your pose, feel free. Maybe walking the dog, pedaling out the feet, bending into the knees, swaying your hips from side to side, wagging your tail if you like. Perhaps you pick up a hand, spin out a wrist. Anything that you need here. This pose should feel like home base. Movement if you want it, stillness if you prefer. Get stable, get comfortable. Great work. And then start to find some stillness in your dog. Let's set up the first one. Be sure that hands are shoulder width distance, fingers are spread nice and wide. We're bearing down weight in our pointer finger and our thumb, lifting your forearms as you roll your outer upper arms in. As you roll them in, this rolls the elbows in towards the ears. You can see I'm doing it here. It creates length and space across your shoulder blades. And then push them out away from you. This is going to give you more lift and length through the spine, sending the sitting bones up to the sky. Beautiful. Using your inhale, begin to glide forward into a plank. Using your exhale, lift your hips up and back, finding downward facing dog. We're going to take a couple of these with the breath. Go slowly, like you're riding a wave. Inhale as you glide forward. Exhale, lift your hips. Inhale, rolling into a plank. Exhale, lifting hips up and back. Inhale, finding your plank. And this one we're gonna hold. Be sure that your shoulders are above your wrists. Your fingers are spread nice and wide. Core is lifted and engaged. Rolling the inner thighs up to the ceiling to lift those kneecaps. Gaze forward, take rounding out of your spine. We're gonna hold for 5 breaths. You've got this. Shaking is good. Press the mat away from you. 2 more breaths here. At the end of the second breath, shift forward, bend your elbows, hug them in like crazy as you slowly lower all the way down onto the mat. Once you've made your way down, untuck your toes, have your shoulders above your wrists, fingers are spread nice and wide. Hug your elbows in behind your back. And using your inhale, lift up for cobra pose. Send your heart through your shoulders, coiling up through the spine. Exhale as you slowly lower back down to the mat. Inhale as you lift up, coil up, cobra pose. Exhale, rolls you back down. Inhale, we'll lift. Exhale to lower, last one. Inhale as you coil up, heart comes through the shoulders for cobra. And then exhale as you slowly roll yourself back down. Once you make your way back down to the mat, be sure that your shoulders are above your wrists. Once again, fingers are spread nice and wide. Hugging your elbows in behind your back. Begin to tuck your toes. And then using an inhale, we'll press straight up into a plank. From your plank, downward facing dog. Great job, everybody. We'll take a couple of resting breaths here. So if there's any more movement that you'd like to take, if you still got a couple of wiggles in you, feel free to take them. Nice work. Take one last breath here. And then at the end of your exhale, begin to come up high onto the balls of the feet, bending into your knees, gaze forward, step or hop if you're ready, making your way top of the mat. Inhale, finding a flat back as your heart lifts. Exhale as you fold. Inhale to sweep your arms up and overhead, palms meet. Exhaling, hands coming through, heart center. Inhale, sweeping your arms up. Exhale as you lead with your chest, hinge from the hips, finding your fold. Inhale for a flat back. Exhale as you fold, plant your palms, step into your plank, and lower through your vinyasa. So your vinyasa is chaturanga, upward facing dog, into a downward facing dog. If you need to modify here, feel free to modify. You can lower your knees for a chaturanga. Cobra, if you prefer it to up dog. It is of utmost importance that you take care of yourself in your practice. Modify if you need to modify. If you like to trick it out and add some stuff, have some fun. Trick it out too. Yoga's choice. We're all gonna meet back in a downward facing dog. We're gonna do another round of sun A. Here we go. At the end of the next breath, gazing forward, bend into the knees, make your way top of the mat. Inhaling, finding your flat back. Exhaling as you fold. Inhale, sweeps the arms up and overhead, palms meet. Exhale to bring your hands through, heart center. Inhale, arms meet, up and overhead, get long. Exhale as you ride your breath all the way down, leading with your chest, hinging from the hips. Inhale finds a flat back. Exhale as you fold, plant your palms, step into your plank, and lower through your vinyasa. Great job. We'll all meet back in a downward facing dog. Nice work. Go Mike, go Caitlin. Great job, you guys. From your downward facing dog, we're gonna take that one more time. We've been doing sun A. We're gonna speed this one up. We're gonna go 1 breath per movement. We're gonna build a little bit of heat. At the end of the next breath, gaze forward, hop, step, float, make your way top of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale to fold. Inhale, sweep your arms up and overhead. Exhale, hands come through, heart center. Inhale, arms lift, sweep the arms up. Exhale, ride that breath all the way down. Inhale, finding your flat back. Exhale as you fold, plant your palms, step into your plank, and lower through your vinyasa. Your vinyasa, your way here. We'll meet back in a downward facing dog. Nice job, you guys. All right, so if you guys have been to my class before, you know this. I like to give you a chance to flow on your own. Time is a little limited here, but I'm gonna give you a chance to do 1 round of this all by yourself. And here's the thing, have fun. It does not have to be traditional sun A, you guys know this. You can add crow pose, you can float it up into a handstand, lift a leg up, back bend, side bends, anything you want. There are no rules. 1 round only. I'm gonna take it with you. When you're finished, take a child's pose. Feel free to play, feel free to explore your practice. 1 round of sun A. As you're ready, go ahead and get started. Follow along with me if you're not sure what to do. Great job, everybody. When you're finished, and there's no rush to get there, know this. If you're still flowing, keep flowing. When you're finished, child's pose if you would like it. If you don't like a child's pose, you can hold downward facing dog. That's also a resting pose. If neither of those things work for you, I've got some students who like to do a forearm plank. If you're feeling that today, not my personal choice, you can. Take a couple of rounds of cat-cow if you like. Maybe come down, grab a sip of water, pet your dog, pet your puppy, give them a snuggle. We'll take a couple of resting breaths here. Nice work. If you need to release heat, inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. Great job. We'll take 1 last breath, get a good one. And then let's make your way back into your downward facing dog. Tuck those toes, lift those hips, find that downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog, using an inhale, begin to float your right leg straight up behind you. Hips are square down to the mat. Your toes can flex down or point straight back up, yogi's choice. Take a big breath in. And then exhale, bringing your knee to your nose as you shift forward. Inhale will reach you up and back. Exhale, bring your right knee to your right elbow, give it a tap. Inhale reaches you up and back. Exhale, bringing your right knee to your left elbow, give that a tap. Inhale, reach up and back. Exhaling, bringing your knee to your nose, lift your hips, plant your foot in between your hands. Once your foot is planted, use an inhale, sweep your arms up, finding your crescent lunge. So for your crescent lunge, take a moment, get stable. Be sure that your feet are separated enough for stability. Make sure that your front knee is above your front ankle. It's gonna track over your second and third toe. Hips are square towards the front of the room. If you're not sure, you can bring your hands down to your hips. Be sure that they're pointing forward. Arms are swept up and overhead. We're breathing length through all of our sides of the torso. If you want to challenge your balance, you can look up. Maybe you press your palms. Take 1 more breath here. And then using your exhale, bring your hands through heart center. Using your inhale, transition into a warrior 2. So we've got a nice, long, and strong stance here. You want to make sure that you're taking up most of your mat, especially if you're tall. We should have heel to arch alignment, so front heel draws an imaginary line intersecting in the middle of your back arch. Shoulders are above the hips, torso is facing towards the side of the room, arms reach as we broaden across the collarbones. Take one more breath here, maybe lunging into that front knee a little bit more, and then inhaling, flipping your front palm to the sky. Your exhale reaches you up and back as you reverse your warrior. Keep the deep bend in the front knee as you reach. Inhale, finding your warrior two. Using your exhale, find side angle. So a couple of options. You can bring your right forearm to your right thigh. If you prefer, hand can come on the inside or the outside of the front foot. Yogi's choice. Now, if you're not quite reaching the floor, feel free to grab a book or a can of soup or a block if you need it. Modify if you prefer. We're going to hold for a couple of breaths. If you'd like to take this further, sweep the left arm around and overhead, pinky faces down, thumb faces up. As you stretch through the side waist, roll your chest open. Take one more breath here. If you swept the left arm overhead, bring it back up to the sky. Look down at your front foot, stabilizing your legs. Inhale, lift back up, finding your warrior two. Exhale, reaches you up and back, reverse. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, cartwheeling your arms down and around, framing your front foot, stepping into your plank, and then lower through your vinyasa. Know that you can also skip vinyasas too, you guys, if you're feeling tired or fatigued. If you're me, I'm going to be skipping a lot of the vinyasas so I can continue to teach, but know that you can too. If you need a break, take a break. Just go straight into a downward facing dog. Nice work. Looks like we're all there. From your downward facing dog, using an inhale, float your left leg up. Hips are square. Reach that leg up and back. Very nice. Using your exhale, bring your knee to your nose as you shift forward. Inhale reaches you up and back. Exhale, bring your left knee to your left elbow. Give it a tap. Inhale, reach it up and back. Exhale, bring your left knee to your right elbow. Give that a tap. Inhale to extend. Exhale as you bring your knee to your nose, lifting your hips. Plant your foot in between your hands. Use your in-breath to sweep the arms up and overhead, finding your crescent lunge. And again, this is a lunge. Want to make sure the feet are separated enough for stability. Front knee is above front ankle. Hips are square. Torso is off of the thigh. Shoulders are out of the ears. If you want to challenge yourself, maybe your gaze lifts. Maybe you press the palms. Wherever you're at, take one more breath. And then using your exhale, bring your hands through, heart center. Inhale, opening up, finding your warrior two. Get a good stance here. Long and strong stance. Front knee is over the front ankle, heel to arch alignment. Shoulders above the hips, broaden across the collarbones as we reach through the arms. Take one more breath as you bend into that front knee just a little bit deeper. And then inhale to flip your front palm to the sky. Exhale as you reverse, reach up and back. Inhale, finding warrior two. Exhale, finding side angle. So maybe forearm comes to thigh. Maybe your left hand comes down to the mat or finds a prop. Find your dog, find your kid, find your cat, whatever you've got. Right arm can stay reaching up and overhead. Or perhaps you sweep it down and around, reaching for the front of the room. Pinky is down, thumb is up. Really getting a stretch through the side waist as you roll your heart open to the sky. Maybe your gaze lifts as well. Take one more breath here. If you swept the top arm forward, bring it back up to the sky. Gaze down at your front foot. Inhale reaches you up, finding your warrior two, lift up. Exhale, flip your front palm, reverse your warrior, deep bend in that front knee. Inhale back into a warrior two. Exhaling, cartwheeling the arms down and around, framing the front foot, stepping into your plank, lowering through your vinyasa. Great job. We'll all meet back in a downward facing dog. Vinyasa if you want it, skip it if you're tired. Yogi's choice. Great work. From your downward facing dog, begin to come up high onto the balls of the feet, bending into the knees, gaze forward, make your way top of the mat. Inhale, finding your flat back. Exhaling to fold. Inhale, sweeps your arms up and overhead, palms will meet. Exhale to bring your hands through heart center. Nice job. Now we're gonna do a little bit of balancing poses as promised. I'm not gonna mirror you guys. That gets a little tricky with the phone and the Zoom and the whole thing. So I follow my cues, not necessarily what I'm doing. Normally I mirror in class, Zoom it's a little bit dodgy. So you're gonna begin to ground down through all four corners of your right foot. Really pressing into the mat, have your hands on your hips. And then slowly, we're gonna bend into the left knee, come onto the ball of the left foot. Turn your left knee out to the side. And you're gonna make a choice. Maybe we stay here, kickstand down low. Maybe we come to the calf. Perhaps we bring the foot onto the inner thigh. Find a place that you feel stable. Find your breath. Once you've got it, take a soft focus. Look at something that's not moving. And then using an inhale, if you want it, grow your branches. Sweeping the arms up and overhead. Heart lifts. Maybe your gaze lifts as well. And know that if you're moving here, maybe you've got a little bit of breeze blowing through your branches. You know, you're being an authentic tree. Trees move, so it's okay if you're wobbling a little bit or swaying from side to side or dancing it out with the music. If you want to challenge your balance, you can gaze up, press your palms. Maybe you close your eyes, good luck. Take one last breath here. And then slowly we'll bring the hands down through heart center. Place your hands at your hips. Release your foot off of the thigh, keeping the bend in the knee. Now bring your knee up higher than the hip. Begin to take your left arm on the inside of the left leg. Peace fingers, these two right here, are gonna bind your big toe. Now perhaps this is enough. Perhaps you stay here, this is plenty. If you'd like a little bit more, maybe you extend the legs straight out. There it is. If you want a little bit more, perhaps right arm lifts for a counterbalance. If you'd like to take it to the final stage, maybe you swing the leg out to the side. Great job. If you've got that leg out to the side, take one more breath. And then slowly release. Let it all go. Shake it out. Shake out those feet. Do a little dance move. I don't know what I just did, but it feels good. And then we'll make our way on to our second side. So finding some stillness once again. Find your breath. Start to ground down through your left foot. Pressing down into the mat through all four corners of the foot. Come on to the ball of your right foot, bending into the knee. Turn your right knee out to the side. Now make your choice. Kickstand, calf, perhaps inner thigh. The only place your foot is not allowed to be is on your knee. Find your breath here. Soft focus, gaze at something that's not moving. When you're ready, growing your branches. Sweep those arms up. Maybe the gaze lifts. Maybe we're swaying from side to side. Maybe you want to challenge your balance. Looking up to the sky, pressing the palms. If you want to close your eyes, good luck. If you fall, don't worry about it. Get back in. This is just playtime. It doesn't matter. It is okay. Take one last breath here, wherever you're at. And then slowly bring hands back down through heart center. Placing your hands at your hips. Release the right foot. Bring your knee up higher than your hip. Flex your toes up to your face. Right arm comes on the inside of the right leg as we take our peace fingers to bind the right toe, big toe. Maybe you stay here. If you want a little bit more, slowly extend that leg out. If you're happy here, stay here. If you want more, left arm reaches, counterbalance. Final option, extending the leg out to the side. Great job, you guys. Yes, if you've got that leg out, take one more breath. And then slowly release. Whew, shake it out. Nice work. Let's wash that out with a vinyasa. Using an inhale, sweep your arms up. Using your exhale, ride your breath all the way down. Inhale, finds your flat back. Exhaling to fold, plant your palms, step into your plank, and lower through your vinyasa. Great job. We'll all meet back in a downward facing dog. Nice work. Using your next inhale, float your right leg up. Using your exhale, bring your knee to your nose as you shift forward. Inhale reaches you up and back. Exhale, bring your right knee to your right elbow. Give it a tap. Inhale for length. Exhale, crossing to the left elbow. Inhale, reaches you up and back. Exhale as you bring your knee to your nose, lift your hips, plant your foot in between your hands. Now, once you make your way there, lower your back knee, untuck your back toes, ground down through your left palm, and twist your right arm open to the sky. Be sure that your front knee is still above your front ankle. We're sinking the hips here, wrapping from the rib cage as the heart lifts. Maybe your gaze lifts as well. If you're happy here, stay here. If you'd like a little bit more, perhaps you reach the right arm behind you. Maybe we stay here, or you can also bend into your back knee, catch a hold of the back foot. If you've got that back foot, maybe we take a back bend, sending the heart up higher as you dip the head back. Wherever you're at, take one more breath. If you've got that foot, softly release, don't smack it on the mat. And then begin to bring your right hand down, frame your front foot, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, step into a plank, and then lower through your vinyasa. Or skip it, I'm skipping mine, yogi's choice. We'll all meet back in a downward facing dog. Nice work. Once you make your way into your downward facing dog, take a big inhale to float your left leg up. Exhale as you bring your knee to your nose and shift forward. Inhale reaches you up and back. Exhale, left knee, left elbow, give it a tap. Inhale to extend. Exhale as you cross over to the right elbow. Inhale, finding length. Exhale to bring your knee to your nose, lift your hips, plant your left foot in between your hands. Once you make your way there, lower your back knee, untuck your back toes, round down through your right palm as you twist your left arm open to the sky. Great job, you guys. Pressing down through the right hand as we lift dynamically through the left arm. Wrapping from the rib cage, heart lifts, gaze lifts. If you're happy here and this is enough, stay here. If you'd like a little bit more, maybe you reach the left arm straight back behind you. Perhaps we take it further by bending into the back knee, catching a hold of the foot. If you've got that foot, roll your chest open. Take a little bit of a back bend, maybe your head drops back. Wherever you're at, one more breath. And then if you've got that foot, softly release. Left hand comes back down, frame your front foot, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, step into a plank, lower through your vinyasa. Great job. We're all gonna meet back in a downward facing dog. Very good. Okay, I think we're all almost there. Take a child's pose. Yes. It is time. I don't think we've had one yet, have we? Not really. We had like a baby one. So this is your chance to grab a sip of water if you need it. Pet the dog. Have a snack. I don't know. You're home. Do what you want to do. While you're taking your break, I'm going to demo the next thing we're going to do. So while you're resting, look up here. I'm going to talk you through it, and then we're all going to do it together. So basically, it starts off everything like you just did. Right leg lifts, knee to nose. Extend, right elbow, extend, left elbow, extend, knee to nose, lift the hips, plant the foot. Now this time, I'm going to keep my back knee lifted. Hopefully you can see that in the screen. And then twist once again. So right arm is twisting up to the sky. And then I'm going to make my way into a side plank. Now I'm going to roll onto the pinky toe side edge of my back foot. Perhaps I step, 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 step to stack. Or perhaps I just stack. Everything is stacked, feet are flexed, hips are lifted. And then from here, we sweep the top arm forward, float the top leg up, and do more core. Elbow comes to knee. No big deal, right? Right, sounds good. Okay, cool. Here's the thing. If you have any kind of wrist, shoulder things happening, I prefer it modify. Please modify. You can come down to your forearm. Just like this. So shoulder is above the elbow here. Once again, side plank, everything is lifted. And good news is, fun fact, guess what? You can still do the core work. Ooh, it's a little bit harder, maybe not. I just felt maybe you'll fall too, it's okay. From here though, yes, it's still happening, all right? Sound good? Here we go, downward facing dog. Make your way in. All right, let's do this. Using your inhale, float your right leg up. Using your exhale, bring your knee to your nose. Inhale reaches you up and back. Exhale brings your right knee to your right elbow. Inhale to extend. Exhale, cross to the left. Inhale reaches you up and back. Exhale brings your knee to your nose, lift your hips, plant your foot in between your hands. Ground down through your left palm, twisting your right arm up to the sky. Find your breath here, slow your breath down, and then slowly we'll roll to the pinky toe side edge of your back foot. Now step, 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 or stack, finding your side plank. Be sure that you have a stable pose before you move forward. So press down through the left hand, and then as you're ready, sweep the top arm up and overhead. Float the top leg up, and here we go, elbow to knee for 4, reach, 3, 2, last one, elbow to knee, extend, look back down to the mat, roll into a plank, and vinyasa. Great job, woohoo! All right, make your way back into a downward facing dog. Nice work, ladies and gentlemen. Strong side plank, strong core. Here we go, second side. Using your inhale, float your left leg up. Exhale to bring your knee to your nose as you shift forward. Inhale reaches you up and back. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, cross to the right. Inhale reaches you up and back. Exhale as you bring your knee to your nose, lift your hips, planting your foot in between your hands. Keep the back knee lifted. Ground down through your right palm as you twist your left arm open to the sky. Find your breath here. And then as you're ready, slowly roll onto the pinky toe side edge of your back foot. Step, step, or stack. Find your side plank. Modify if you need to modify. Get a stable pose here. As you're ready, sweep the top arm forward. Float the top leg up. And here we go for 4, 3, 2, last one, elbow to knee, reach, look back down to the mat, you're in a plank, and vinyasa. Great job, you guys. Woohoo! Making your way into your downward facing dog. Last vinyasa of class. All right, from your downward facing dog, start to lower your knees, swing your legs around out in front of you, making your way into a seat. Okay, so this is flow plus core. Did you feel like you've done enough core today? You haven't. There's a little, just like a little bit more. There's one last thing we're gonna do. It's my favorite thing. If you've been to my class, you know it. If you haven't, I'm gonna demo real fast and then we'll do it together. All right, this is the demo. So we find boat. We lower finding half boat. My legs are still lifted and my shoulders are lifted. Now slowly with control, I bring my right knee into my chest. I'm still in half boat, so I'm not lifting too high. Then I extend. Left knee comes in. Extend. Right knee, we reach. Extend. Left knee. Extend. Find boat. Highly recommend you grab onto the back of the thighs. We'll take a couple of breaths and get right back into it. We're gonna do 4 rounds. Thumbs up. Yay. Anyone's excited? Maybe? Okay, I have a few thumbs up. Thanks, you guys. Some people are excited, some people left. Who knows? All right, let's do this. Find your boat pose. Rolling this together for the next, like 1 minute of your life. You've got this. Maybe 2 minutes tops. Take a big breath here. And then exhale, slowly lower. Finding your half boat. Begin to bring your right knee into your chest. Extend. Left knee comes in, lift your shoulders as you reach. Extend. Right knee comes back in, lift the shoulders. Extend. Left knee comes in, reach for the front of the room. Extend. Find boat. There you are. No big deal, right? Okay, cool. Take a breath. And here we go. Round 2. Lower. Finding your half boat, engaging your core. Bring your right knee into your chest, reach for the front of the room. Extend. Left knee comes in, shoulders lift. Extend. Bring that right knee back in, reach. Extend. Left knee comes in, lift, lift, lift. Extend. Find both. Woohoo! 2 down, 2 to go. Take a big breath in. Here we go, round 3, let's do this. Lower. Great job. Bring your right knee in. Extend. Left knee, reach for the front of the room. Extend. Right knee, lift the shoulders higher. Extend. Left knee comes in. Extend. Find both. Woo! Here we go. Last round. Best round you've got. Take a big breath. And here we go. Let's lower down to the last round. Find your half boat. Bring your right knee into your chest. Reach for the front of the room. Extend. Left knee comes in. Lift those shoulders. Extend. Right knee comes back in. Lift, lift, lift. Extend. Left knee comes in. Extend. And hold. Hold your half boat for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ah. Ew. Lower all the way down. Bring your knees into your chest. Give them a squeeze. Take a moment here. Find your breath if you lost it. Yeah, maybe some big inhales through the nose, exhaling through the mouth, grabbing a sip of water, giving yourself a ton of congratulations. You've just made it through a very intense core series. Great work, and great news is it's officially time for a cool down. Hooray. Yeah, we're gonna mellow things down. All right, if you've got those knees into the chest, start to release. I'd like you to plant your feet. Have your knees above your ankles. Everything is hip width distance. So feet are hip width distance, knees above the ankles once again, toes pointing forward. Using an inhale, start to lift your hips up to the sky. Once your hips are lifted, reach your arms up and overhead. This lifts the hips higher as you sweep up. And then exhale to slowly bring everything back down to the mat. So lower down vertebrae by vertebrae, bringing your arms down by your sides. Inhale as you lift up, hips lift. Sweep the arms up and overhead. Exhale to slowly lower. Inhale, lift up, reach up and back. Exhale, slowly bring everything back down to the mat. This time, keep your arms down by your sides. Using an inhale, lift your hips up to the sky. Once your hips are lifted, start to snuggle the shoulders underneath the body, bringing you onto the tops of the shoulder heads as we lift the hips higher. Maybe your fingers interlace underneath you. Be sure that your knees are still above your ankles, not buckling in, not splaying out. We'll hold bridge pose for 3 breaths. Keep the hips lifted. Feel free to close your eyes. At the end of the 3rd breath, undo the interlace of the fingers. Shoulders come out from underneath you, rolling down vertebrae by vertebrae. Begin to bring your knees into your chest and give them a squeeze. Take a couple little rocks from side to side. And now from here, it's yogi's choice. We're gonna do 1 more back bend. Anything that you like. So if you like bridge pose, which we just did, take a bridge pose. If you like a supported bridge and you happen to have a book or a block or a pillow you can place underneath your hips, you can take a supported bridge. If you happen to have full wheel in your practice, take full wheel. I'll give you a minute to play. Oh, Mike, you've got camel pose, I think. Mike's doing camel. Yeah, you can take camel as well. Yogi's choice here, you guys. So do something that suits you, do something that serves you. Oh, we've got, somebody's up. Mary, get it. Oh, very nice. Good job, you guys. I'm scrolling through and watching all the awesome back bends. Yeah, Jack and Oz. Woohoo! Go, Nikki. Great job, you guys. Nice work. All right. When you're ready, slowly start to lower down. And then let's bring those knees back into the chest. Give them a squeeze. If you like a happy baby, this is the perfect place for one. After back bends and core, it will release the low spine. Basically, we flex the feet up to the sky, bring the hands on the inside of the legs, and wrap the hands around the outer edges of the feet. You can sway from side to side here, bend and straighten into the leg if you prefer. Up to you. Seeing all the doggies. Everybody's got their doggies running around. Great job, doggies of the yoga. Nice work, you guys. All right, if you've got those legs, start to release. Let the legs go long down the mat. We're gonna finish with just a couple of windshield wipers. So once again, like we began, plant your feet as wide as the edges of the mat, allowing the knees to knock in. And then as you're ready, start to separate the knees and then begin to drop the knees side to side. So dropping them to the right side, coming through center, dropping them to the left, coming back. I'm gonna let you do a couple with the breath for a moment here. If you like windshield wipers, you can stick with that. If you prefer a twist of any kind, if there's something you'd rather be doing, I'm gonna give you a couple of rounds of breath and movement, so make a choice that suits you. If you're taking a twist to one side, start to make your way to the other side. If you're windshield wipering, feel free to carry on. And if you're done, you can start to make your way into Shavasana. If you've had enough, if you feel like you've done enough things, you can always treat yourself to an extra long one. I'm gonna let everybody wrap up. Okay. If you haven't finished up already, start to find your way into some stillness. We're gonna make our way into our final resting pose. And here's the deal. You're home, you have things near you, get comfortable. If you want sweatshirts, pillows, blankets, bolsters, pets, what have you, feel free to get them. If you like to take legs up to the wall to close out your practice, you can do that as well. Get settled in, anything that you need here. Choose a variation in the arms that serves you and the legs as well. This does not have to be a traditional Shavasana. Just end class in a way that you feel comfortable and supported. I'll give you a moment to settle in. If it feels comfortable, close your eyes. Start to release your shoulders down your back. Heart lifts up to the sky. We're gonna finish class just like we started. We're gonna breathe together. Here we go. We're gonna do a 3-part breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Take a really big inhale through your nose and hold. Sip in a little bit more air as you lift your chest and hold. Sip in a teeny tiny bit more air. Heart lifts up to the sky as your lungs fill. And then open mouth exhale. Sigh it out. Let it all go. You've reached your final resting pose. This is your opportunity to do nothing. Your only job here is to relax and to breathe. So relax your eyes. Relax your jaw. Maybe separating the teeth, removing the tongue from the roof of the mouth. Start to let your entire body feel so relaxed that you feel heavy. So heavy you could melt into the earth below you. Start to make your way back into the room. Begin to invite a deeper breath back into your body. Maybe take some movement, wiggling fingers, wiggling toes, perhaps gently rocking your head from side to side. When you're ready, take a big inhale to sweep your arms up and overhead. Get a big stretch all the way from your fingers down to your toes. Get the perfect good morning stretch. And then bring your knees into your chest and give them a squeeze. Give yourself some love. Give yourself a big hug for all of your hard work. And then slowly roll to your right or your left side, whichever you prefer. And from here, begin to use the strength of your arms to press yourself up into a comfortable seat. Once you've made your way into your comfortable seat, take a really big inhale as you sweep the arms up and overhead, palms meet. Exhaling to bring your hands down through heart center. If you'd like, take a moment to place your thumbs at your chest and bow your head. This is a gesture of gratitude to yourself and for showing up, to move, to sweat, to flow, to breathe, to do all the core. And most importantly, to clear your mind. Taking the time, an hour out of your day, to give yourself that gift right now when, let's face it, we need it now more than ever. And I would just like to thank you guys so much for coming. Thank you for having me in your home and bringing your doggies and bringing your friends and bringing your family. I'm so grateful for you all, and I wish you a really nice rest of your day. Namaste.